Hello again. I said yesterday that I thought there was something distinctly fishy about all those African medical students in Ukraine, and I took leave to doubt if all was as it appeared. Let us look at one particular case, a young woman who has been very loud in her accusations of racism in the area. The first link in the description to this video is about a second-year medical student from Leicester who has escaped the bombing in Ukraine, encountering no end of racism in the process. The article is about, and I quote, a second-year medical student from Leicester. And it concerns a 26-year-old woman called Korrine Sky. It is a very distinctive name. Of course, she is a black woman from Leicester, so we must not ask where she is really from. But the next link is a bit about the same woman, with photographs, so we know it is her. We learn here that Korrine Sky is a Zimbabwean blogger based in the UK and is popular for her dress sense. Is that where she is really from then? Nothing here about being a medical student. The next link takes us to a site which advertises her services as a DJ and says that she is a multi-genre DJ specialising in Afro House and EDM based in Leicester, UK. Nothing here about being a student doctor either. The next link fleshes out her story a little and we find out about her previous education. It appears that in 2014 she attended a further education college and obtained a BTEC in health and social care. I have to say that this does not sound very promising for somebody who 8 years later is apparently a student doctor. BTECs in health and social care are the default setting at further education colleges for those with very low grades at GCSE. She certainly does not appear to have the glittering A-levels and academic qualifications necessary to enter a medical school. This site tells us that she is a Zimbabwean-born media personality and brand ambassador based in the United Kingdom. She is rumoured to be dating popular Zim dance hall chanter Toki Vibes. I don't know which parts of that phrase are the fellow's names and which is a description. The next link I give is from a magazine called OK Africa, and it is about African students trapped in Ukraine. The headline reads, "As Russia and Ukraine go into conflict with each other, thousands of African students have become displaced at their home embassies, struggle to get them out to safety." It describes Korrine Sky as a Zimbabwean second-year medical student. I'd give another link to Korrine Sky Intimates, which specialises in glamour underwear and sex toys. I might mention that Korrine Sky has a baby as well. This story is fascinating for two reasons. First, here is somebody who is happy to be from Leicester at times, but when the mood takes her, she is from Zimbabwe. I cannot see how anybody could possibly fail to ask Korrine Sky where she is really from. Nobody seems to have any clear idea about the matter. And yet, according to critical race theory, asking that question is itself racist and offensive. It's a microaggression. The one thing you must never do if a black person says, "I'm from London" or "I'm from Leicester," is to ask, "Where are you really from?" But in this case, I think that the question is crying out to be answered. The second point is that I knew all along that there was something very odd about all these African students in Ukraine. I knew very well that matters were not as they were being represented. When I see a young mother of 26 whose educational background was doing a BTEC at a further education college 8 years ago and is now a student doctor, I know that things are a little complicated. This is just one example, but I strongly suspect it would be possible to look at all those other medical students and see a similar pattern. What is actually going on, I cannot say for certain, although I have my suspicions, but I will look into this a little more and do a video on the subject. I might mention that student visas and getting qualifications in obscure places in countries that you can't easily check up on the institution is not at all uncommon. We've got quite a few people in the NHS with qualifications from small cities in Ukraine and other places. It's by way of being a bit of an industry.